What is up and welcome because you guys have just tuned in to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host today, Mr. James Yan, comedian and extraordinaire. I'm the artist formerly known as the host of the Lowdown on Afro. That's right. But no longer. All right, we got something new in the works, and I can't exactly say what I got coming on, but I hope you guys will support and watch it when it does come out. We got a great show for you guys. I'm joined in virtual studio by some people that you know and love. First off, this man goes by many names. I'm just going to give you a few of them. He is the godfather of Orlando comedy. He is the, what was it, Baby Idris Elba. He is the South, got something to say.
Baby Idris Elba looking a little old.
Yeah, but today he got a new moniker. It's cuter than James, which is true and not hard to do. So welcome, my friend. How you doing today, Mr. Ken Miller?
Man, I was at JK's office the other day getting my headshots.
Yeah.
And his workers, and they're talking about some. I said, who the cutest in real life? They talking about James. I said, man.
Listen,
I said, because no, I'm the cutest in this group. They was like, nah, James, because he's funny and he's so nice to talk to. And I said, I got secrets about James. Let me tell y'all one.
You do.
Yeah. You do know James is trafficking baby dinosaurs. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. Yeah. Hey, James told y'all he vegan. He was eating ribs with me last week. Yeah.
That's true. That is true,
I'm telling
kid.
you, yo. James siphoned all the gas out of your car last week, Kaufman. Bet you didn't know that.
I did.
Yeah. So all y'all at that office thinking James is a nice guy. He ain't.
And by the way, he using that premium unleaded, man. That's just spicy.
the one that's last on the gas tank.
Yeah,
He using that one.
The one I never use.
James's position on Israel and Palestine is they can both go. You know? I'm just saying. We can open a new Universal Mideast.
It's funny, man. It's funny. We got a great group today, man. Also, the gentleman, I love him to death like a brother. He's been nothing but kind to me. You can hear me on a show with him and called Under Oath, which comes on every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. right here on Real Radio 104.1. He is a comic book creator, and I love him for that because I'm a comic book geek. He's also a comedian who will be opening up for Jim Florentine this weekend. Y'all give it up for my man, Mr. Jeff Kaufman. What's going on, buddy?
Hey man, it's a good day. And as far as our boy Ken goes, Ken walks in. I said, we're gonna do some headshots. So he looks like one of these Apple geniuses in the short t-shirt and everything. I'm like, what are you doing here, man? This is gonna be a great picture. And he thinks he's taking the picture for like the yearbook. You know, he's like smiling.
Olin Mills, baby. Olin
That's
Mills.
how a headshot pose to look. Jeff wants these headshots. He want me to look like that, like I'm out there cool, like I'm out there black facing. I'm cool.
I saw the picture of James and Jeff where they had the Home Alone and Blue Steel going on.
Yeah. Hey James, I'm doing a regular hair. You know, I'm talking about the one like I'm about to sell a house.
Let me make sure I say this the right way, Ken, real quick. Let me slow it down, man. He wants you out here looking like you cooning, like you be hosting a game show called Ebonics or something. You know what I mean?
That might be too soon.
Jeff said in his best Senegali voice, maybe you could tap dance in the beginning. Where's the WB frog? He was
there like Mr. Bojangles on him.
I know.
Like,
for this episode, did you teach Shirley Temple how to walk downstairs?
Hey, but James, I took one that I know I'm gonna use for my promotion. It's like part of my favorite picture. I'm holding the mic, and I got my wedding ring down. It's like married to the mic, and it's my favorite.
There you go.
I'm probably use that to promote shows. But yeah, he wanted me to be the wacky Nunu.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't want him to look like this was like he's selling furniture or something. I
got an idea. How about be a little less scary and black? Like that's what the girls in the office are like. We like James.
Yeah,
he's one of the non-sexual, non-aggressive.
Oh, they don't say that. They don't.
He's one of the good ones.
Ken, he comes in the office. Okay. He like owns the office. He walks in. You know,
does.
Feels like he's writing checks for everybody.
Speaking, you got that one pretty lady with the short hair.
Oh yeah.
I always have to write a check every time he walks by that office.
I'm mad creepy, yo.
I'm mad creepy.
Hey, McGann, it's me coming up the bushes.
Kid, that's funny. You are the Vince McMahon of Real Laughs. Like
of Kaufman Lynn. That's what we got.
Yo,
Your girls yell at me like
they really do.
Yeah, they
They
just
really
be,
do.
come on, Miguel,
They do.
do this, Miguel. And I'm like, I show
Who
up
are
just like everybody else. I literally walked out. We were guys, so just to let you guys know, they had us all changing in Kaufman's room, right? So we're all changing. They've given us no words. We're going in there for like do shots for the upcoming show. We got All for the Money on February 8th at the Corner in downtown Orlando. Come on out. So we're all getting ready to do this like group pictures together. And we're in the room. We're all changed. We're all wearing like Valentine's Day color shirts. So I just come out of the room. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to go look in the mirror and see if I'm ready. Everybody else is still in the room. I come out. Bridget runs up on me. She's like, what's taking y'all so long? Come on, we got to take pictures. I said, damn, I'm the one who's out. If anything, I'm the one who did the right thing. There's three dudes in there taking forever. I'm ready to roll.
And you got to know Bridget to understand what he's talking about. I mean, they call her in that office the personality hire.
Yeah.
I mean, she is all energy. She's nothing but bubbly.
She's like a golden retriever that was raised in a sweatshop. You know, like just energy piled up. And then Sam, his like I assume like your executive assistant, Sam, she just like Han Solo, chill and cool. She's like, I don't need nobody here. And then Bridget's like, hey guys,
including us.
energy. Yeah,
including us.
I was clowning Bridget. Bridget had on a nightgown. She had on like a Tommy Hilfiger long sweater, and it looked like a nightgown. I said, y'all got no dress code. I mean, who y'all boss?
We're going to Kaufman and Lynn's slumber party. We're going to do each other's hair and talk about boys. Come on, Jonathan.
He said, but this one made it funny. Jeff's like, you got on Lynn's sweater. And they were mad. Like, that was mean. He's like, no, like the sweater's too big for you. Like, I got the joke.
Yeah,
you can't win. Like, you can't win with 22, 23-year-olds.
You can't.
No, you can't.
You say anything and they look at you,
bro. I was like, that's not what he meant. He meant is a big ass sweater.
Hey, to our credit though, we went in there, we did that photo shoot, and I'm gonna put it up. We look adorable.
Yeah, that
look
is.
At us, man. Come on, man. We killed that.
That's like the Grinder February 14th special. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I told him, man, get me a condom because I'm about to run it on this camera. You know?
And that voice you're hearing, I got to introduce him. He's one who helped start all of this hilarity that you guys tune in each and every week to hear right here on Real Labs. That is Miguel Colon Jr. And you say Junior because he know who his daddy is. That's right.
That's right.
What's going on, brother?
Papa. Sorry, boys. I get it. I mean, y'all knew who your daddy was. You just didn't know where he was.
Yeah, right. Couldn't get that last name or nothing.
I know my daddy, Charlie McAdoo, where he at? 8 o'clock corner store.
Hey, I love your dad's name, by the way, kid.
And I was supposed to be the Charlie McAdoo III.
Oh, that would have been
if my parents would have got married, I would have been Charlie Homer McAdoo III.
Kids, like if my daddy would have been at the hospital when I was born. I imagine Ken's daddy like, hey, this is it. This is the birth of Ken. Ken daddy come out of the card house. He like, hey, real quick news, y'all. I got a son. They're like, oh, Charlie, you going to the hospital? Hell no, I'm 3 hands straight going, baby. Let's do this. That baby ain't gonna have his own job. Charlie got to make some money.
Hey,
girl, let me get a little bit of that powder. Yeah, I'm gonna be up all night.
Hey, what's so true about that? Till I had to be 26, my father thought my birthday was March 27th.
You told me you came to school that one time.
Yo,
it was your birthday.
It's not my birthday, March 28th, but till March 27th. So you might be right, Miguel. He might have showed up a day early, ready to sign the birth certificate. And they're like, bro, you had to. What Ken of you talking about? All right, my bad.
Ken's dad was slow dancing with some girl. You know, I had a son today. I'm proud. Isley Brothers playing in the background.
He out passing out cigars.
Yeah.
I had a baby today.
Yeah.
And then I was born the next day, bro.
Yeah.
Isley Brothers playing in the back. Floating on the memory.
Oh, well.
There's no place I'd rather be.
Hey, but James, you know who was there though? Huh? My mama.
I got my mom in a box.
Well, wow. Ken, if you guys are listening to this on the podcast form on iHeart, Ken is holding up his mother's ashes.
You know who was there, baby? Hey.
And you know one day one of your kids is gonna be like trying to sneak to your closet, find some money. Oh, this shoebox gotta have some. What's that? and then it's gonna be like an 80s movie. When Kenneth's daughter was trying to steal $20, she accidentally got the ashes of Big Mama in her face. Now the ghost of Big Mama follows her everywhere she goes.
That's funny.
The ghost
Bro.
of Big Mama, played by Martin Lawrence.
Yeah. I'll wear a dress, Cat Williams. Say some stuff to my face.
Someone Cat was like, "Don't play the woman in a dress. Don't do it."
There's two
Don't
things
do it.
that'll ruin your career: playing a woman in a dress and getting beat up by a little kid. I
That's
ain't
true.
doing them both.
Oh my God,
In a
son.
soccer
Y'all-
field.
I like
man.
somebody brought it up to me. They're like, "Damn, imagine arguing over who played the pimp and who played Santa Claus in what's it called? Friday 7. You know,
Yeah.
like it ain't even the Fridays that matter."
Hey, Friday 7, the search for Spock. Like,
Yo.
that one.
hey, was
It's the
this
one with the whales.
Hey, Kaufman, this is the one. This was the Friday when they finally introduced Thanos, right?
Yeah. I'll do it myself, big worm.
It's the one at the end where the guy's like, "I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for your meddling kids." Like that one.
Yeah. This Friday was set in an office building with the puppet from Saw. It went everywhere.
I want to say this the Friday where Apollo Creed died. I think.
That's right.
It might have been the Friday Apollo Creed died in. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that
Friday where they
Maverick
had
flew
to
the
save the
mission.
Rex. Yeah, it's the Friday where they had to save the Rec Center from the rich kids on the other side of the mountain, featuring Boogaloo Shrimp and Ozone.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Bro, that's hilarious.
This is a Friday reboot with all white cats called Monday because they have jobs. You know?
Yeah, it's called Case of the Mondays.
Yeah, well, the case of the Mondays.
Oh my god!
But they all addicted to perk instead of weed.
Yeah,
that's true.
they're all like, I need to make sure I got my Adderall. 'Cause
That's
I
right.
got a long day at work. What do you think,
Oh, my
Ghost of
God.
Big Mama? We gonna go find Charlie McAdoo Ghost right now. You don't even know he's dead. Hey, your daddy's just getting drunk, hanging out somewhere. He's a ghost now. Don't even know he's a ghost. He's like,
Son.
I'm dead too.
Yeah.
Got a
I'm
son.
dead.
Hey,
for real?
Hey, you know what's funny, man? When my mama died, right? We were cleaning her house up and saying who's taking what. Like my brother took her furniture, I took some stuff. And it was a box. I say, what is this box? My oldest sister my oldest sister Brenda, it was her father's ashes. They was in the hutch.
You got Nike shoe. You got Nike shoe boxes. Of
Your mom was right under your kneecap, and you complain about your older sister or second older sister.
Hey, bro, my mama is the 5th member of Real Laughs.
Hey, Ken and there,
I thought they were like knockoff Nikes for a second. I didn't know what the hell was in there.
Hey, they making dope in the trap house. They like, hey man, give me some of that quinine to cut it. I ain't got no quinine. You got B2? No. Get out, Big Mama. You know?
hey, you smoke Big Mama, you really hungry.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Your cholesterol
funny.
gets high. You're like,
That's
hey man, why I
funny.
got cholesterol? I mean, you've been doing lines of Big Mama.
Yeah, man. For real.
Why do I all of a sudden love Luther Vandross?
You sniff Big Mama, you got sickle cell, man.
Yeah.
You got the trait,
Boom,
nigga.
boom. You got the Mob Deep. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. That's funny.
I sniffed Big Mama. All of a sudden, I just started cleaning and yelling at kids. I'm gonna put their
I know.
pants up.
Hey man, we got to take a short little break here. When we get back, I want to talk about my son Noah, who had a birthday on Christmas Eve, but he finally got to enjoy his Christmas present because it happened this past weekend. I want to bring that up. My son actually got to go to something pretty cool, man. He got to go to WWE's Royal Rumble. We'll be talking about that when we get back right here on Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you because you guys are still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host tonight, Mr. James John, sitting in the big chair, joined with a cast of comedians in the studio. We got Mr. Ken Miller, the godfather of Orlando comedy, and he's cuter than James. We got our man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Jeff Coffin in the building, and we got Miguel Colon Jr. Now, we were just
Is that
talking
really
about,
it? You get
That's
all this for Ken? You get the man, the myth, the legend for Jeff Coffin, and you're like, and also Miguel Colon Jr. I don't need this.
Hey, Jay is like in the Godfather of Orlando comedy from Kaufman and Lynn, Jeff Coffin, and that N-word, Miguel.
Yeah. don't need
My
this,
bad.
man.
Well, you do
My
look like
bad.
you're
I don't
shooting
need
from
this.
33rd Street, to be honest.
I don't need this at all. Kaufman, you look like because of your room, you have to register and you can't be 1,000 yards from a school.
Hey,
You know?
Yeah.
you said Jeff Kaufman is Nicki Minaj's boyfriend.
Yeah.
You right, kids.
Oh.
I feel like Jeff Kaufman got
Oh.
statues leading all the way out his door, all the way to a middle school. And there's just some kid picking it up. Another Spider-Man. Another Spider-Man. He's like, and soon a spider will catch him a little fly.
Oh man. Hey,
Oh.
have you paid attention to that, Beef?
Yeah, did you hear
I
the?
lo-
Did you hear the? What's her name? Yeah, you hear her track when she said, "You ain't scared of Megan, you scared of Megan's Law."
That is evil, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
evil, bro.
That is.
evil.
That is. A lot of
You could wind up writing a check for something like that.
Yep.
You could wind up writing a check.
Hey,
That's a
this is
reputation.
Kaufman.
But if her husband is a convicted sex offender and he is on the list, does that still count as if you make that diss?
Well, the truth is the truth. You
Yeah.
can get away with telling the truth, but then again, you also have to say, public eye, is the exception apply to him because he's married to a celebrity? Who knows?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff. But when you start saying stuff like that, people like, look at Trump's ex that Trump woman got paid something like $74 million. I'm like, I've represented people who've lost their heads and they didn't get $74 million.
That's
I let him grab me by the feet for 10 grand.
Right?
I'll just be like, take a squeeze, boss. You was president.
Yeah, I'm behind him. I'm behind on my mortgage. Go ahead, get your
Like, bro, whatever you need to do.
I still remember though when that comment came out with him and Billy Bush interview, and he basically was like, when you rich, you could just grab him by the pee, and everybody was freaking out. I was like, my man's spitting, okay? I mean, I'm disagreeing with some of the things he said, but let's be honest. No man, I got so mad at all the dudes who were like, ugh, disgusting. I was like, President Trump has said a lot of things that I'm not down with. Some things that I've been very angry at. But when he made that comment, I was like, oh, all right, we just gonna pretend like that's not the truth here. You know?
Yes.
Bill Clinton was sitting there and he was like, it don't even matter how old they are.
Hey, but I want to rewind this. James, I know we want to talk about nephew going to the for his Christmas gift, but I just want to ask you, Jeff, because we were talking about the whole lawsuit thing. That'd be crazy in hip hop because hip hop always exaggerating.
Yeah.
If you sued in hip hop, I hope your career is over because hip hop is about trash talking. I mean, in the 90s, it used to be murder over this stuff. So I'm glad we've moved from that
To just trash talking and Instagram posts.
Can you imagine, like, Jeff, would you be able to represent like LL Cool J like here he is ripping on everybody and somebody wanted to sue him? How would you defend him if he was coming out talking trash to everybody in like the 80s and 90s? Like, is this a frivolous lawsuit if they're like saying he's talking songs dissing me? Eazy-E and Dre, here's one. Eazy-E claiming that Dr. Dre was dressing like a tranny and he was gay. So Dr. Dre decides he wants to sue Eazy-E in the 90s. How do you defend Eazy-E? Because, he just had that, but this is hip hop. This is art. Like,
Well, sometimes that's part of the deal. When you're saying it's like a sport, when somebody gets hurt in a sport and they hold it on themselves. I mean, for example, there was an injury on the field the other day and the court said, no, that's a risk you take being in the business. So if you go, okay, I'm going to be a rapper and I know that the rap business is about us going after each other and saying mean stuff, I took the risk by getting into this field. So that would be like, the argument.
You want to see the picture of him wearing all them sequins? Case closed.
Oh my God, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's nuts because a lot of people right now are in the news for maybe crossing the line. And I say that because, Ken, I wanted to bring up the fact that my son went to Royal Rumble. Noah is a huge wrestling fan, and he gets all geeked up when I have people like Top Dollar, AJ Francis on my show. I have Swerve Strickland on my show, people that he knows and recognizes. He gets all geeked up because he's such a big wrestling fan. So over the weekend, he got to go to Royal Rumble. This is what his Christmas gift was, and it was happening this past weekend. He was excited. He called me up and said, Dad, thank you so much for the tickets. I had a great time. Now, he said all the names of the wrestlers that were there, he kept naming them off like, yeah, I can't believe it. I saw this wrestler. I saw this person. I saw this person. But he did mention that there was somebody missing from Royal Rumble this past weekend. It was Vince McMahon. That's
Oh,
right,
yeah.
because Vince McMahon, if you guys haven't heard, had to step down as the CEO of WWE because he is going through a lawsuit right now that I was wondering if Jeff could kind of shed some light on some facts that I was not aware of. He's being accused of trafficking, which I thought meant one thing and one thing only, but I'm learning there's a different definition than what I thought it was. And he's also being sued for, oh my gosh, the word is
There's SA. I don't know if we can
yes.
even say it anymore, man. Because
Yeah,
Is he a
yeah.
I watch
Mexican?
it.
He being sued for SA? Hey, Holmes, guess what, fool? You're getting charged on the Ninth Circuit Court, SA. Oh, no, you better call Kaufman and live, fool. Sock check, homie.
God.
You're getting 3 counts of being a huero punta and 1 count of being an essay, vato. How do you plead? Simon. Oh, this one's going to trial, vato. This is gonna be a rough one.
My
We're
goodness,
gonna
bro.
even out the jury. Make sure there's a couple güeros and some morenos, because America.
Morenos.
Yeah.
Yeah, little history on this one. He was, let's just say he had an inappropriate relationship with a young lady, and then he got other people involved with her, and then did some. And if you believe exactly what's being said, some horrific stuff, including defecation and stuff like that.
Jesus.
And he agreed to give her $3 million. That's the lawsuit. Well, he already paid her $1 million for an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah,
and supposedly he didn't give her the rest. So he paid $1 million of it, didn't want to pay the last 2, and now she's suing him for all the other stuff and to allow the NDA.
He was like, I thought I could take more dookies on her. I'm giving her $3 million. I'm paying for the old dookie? Oh, no.
Jesus. Hey,
Get my boy on the phone with the yarmulke. We're not paying this.
The yarmulke, holy.
Half our listeners are like, what the hell's a yarmulke?
Another half of listeners got mad when they heard it.
They did. Here's what I didn't understand. I thought when I heard the word trafficking, it was just had to do with like people underage. I thought that's what trafficking was.
No, there's underage sex trafficking.
So is it sex trafficking or dope trafficking? Because one of them makes him a hero, one of them makes him gross.
Well, there's business. There's like 4 different versions of trafficking. One is like business. One is like sexual. One is like items. There's a lot. But what I assume the trafficking he means is they shared. McMahon shared this girl with a lot of other people.
And here's my question: how does that work? I don't know, and I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth. I'm just trying to understand the law. How does that work? Let's say if the woman, I'm not saying this is what happened here. How does that work if the woman agreed to do these things? It's still considered trafficking.
Well, no. Consent is definitely plays into thing here. A lot of times it could be you were deceived, it was fraud. A couple of reasons. If you look up the definition of trafficking, a lot of it involves, my inability to consent. Sometimes, for example, children can't consent. An adult in her case, she's going, well, because I was coerced, because I was going to lose my job, I felt I had to do these things.
Yeah.
And I mean, this woman, if she's saying that she had sex with a lot of dudes, now if it's voluntary, all these people are going to be forced to come in and testify. And I can't imagine all the guys who are going to have to come in and have to testify that, oh, well, I didn't know. We all did it. This was a open relationship. We were at a bar. This happened.
Okay, here's my next question then. If that does happen, let's say all these different, because they're saying she was propositioned to do certain things with people to get wrestlers to re-sign. So if all these wrestlers have to come, let's say, and testify, is that a secret they're there, or would everybody just know?
No. It's open season. Now here, Miguel, you're gonna love this. Imagine that's okay. They say, okay, this is a problem, and let's say she gets a big check. Now every college that wheels out these girls to take these recruits on good times could also claim they were trafficked. And you're talking about millions and millions, probably billions of dollars in lawsuits over every college program that does this. So yeah, you're opening the door to a lot of
though, like it seems like her case, she's saying that this wasn't something she was down with. She just felt she had to do it not to lose her job and stuff. Like, the
I'm cheerleaders are the same way. I was at Florida State. I went to both Florida State, but I was at Florida State, and there were times that some of the cheer squad and everything else, they were told they had to be in on it, and they would all show up, and I guess you saved your spot on the team by doing stuff like this.
Then you know what, man? Let's go. Let's sue everybody then. Honestly, if that's the case, if really, and I mean that, like, real talk. If you're telling people like, hey, girl, you got to go out there and start sleeping with some prospects so we can get them to play for this school, or you're going to lose your spot on the team, then good, man. Sue them. Them girls get paid.
Yeah.
Take them down. Because
you want to go as far back as Madonna and Jelly Bean Benitez. You want to go that far back too, and say that she would never had that first album if it wasn't for her taking care of business there. And how many actresses had careers because of this?
Yeah,
I'm married to the director.
You are taking advantage hugely of people in that situation.
You are.
It's the same
we making jokes about this. We said, okay, for $50,000, we all have our price. And who's the Spanish actress who got caught up with Weinstein? She was in Desperado.
Salma
she
Hayek.
did Frida. Yeah, Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek goes, and I had to do this with him to make my movie. I'm going, well, hold on a second. Nobody else wanted to do your movie. So you charmed him or did what you needed to do to get your movie made.
Well, that's my question then.
I mean, this is a problem. You do it for a benefit, and it's hard to argue about stuff like that later on.
But it's like, what if a cop was like, hey, man, just touch it and you won't get a traffic ticket?
That's a different thing. That's coercion, because
this is coercion because
you're being forced into
the
but
the traffic ticket's a traffic ticket. You're being.
But I'm talking about sleeping your way to the top and things like that.
Right, but we're talking. But these cheerleaders didn't sleep their way to the cheerleader Hall of Fame. Like we're talking about these colleges. That was it.
You're asking what benefit they received.
Yeah, the McMahon one. It doesn't seem like this was like a super benefit. I mean, it's all. I don't have the information, so I'll be real.
Me either.
Listen, when I was a sports agent, I'd go to visit players, and I want you to know, 17 to 18 women would be lined up to meet every one of these players, hoping for that opportunity. And it wasn't because he was a great guy, he was a genius, he was a sweet dude. It was because he had power and money, and they wanted some of that power and money.
But the difference is when you're being told, like, if it's a possibility of, like you said, these cheerleaders are being told, hey, if you want to keep your spot, you've got to do this. That's
different.
That's a different move.
That's a different.
Yeah, that's a whole different move. You're forcing them.
My question, really quick, and I know we got like 40 seconds. Is that hard to prove in the case of Vince McMahon when she says, "Well, he coerced me"? He's like, "Nah, she agreed to it." Is that hard for her to prove?
No, it's gonna be hard for him to defend. Because even though because even when you deal with sex cases, your guy's guilty. I mean, I've stood on that side where you have to kill yourself.
Because if we hear somebody get accused of something,
you're guilty.
Why would she lie? Why would she lie? That's always the question.
It's a scary place to be, to question them, because then people are like, "Oh, so you hate this woman?"
You're like, no,
I don't know. Vince McMahon, what he needs to do is he needs to challenge him to a ladder match for this.
On that note, we'll be right back right here on Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back, everybody. You are still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm your host, Mr. James Yan. I'm in virtual studio with my friends, my compadres, my fellow comedians. We got Mr. Ken Miller, the godfather of Orlando comedy. From the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn, I have Mr. Jeff Kaufman, and we have one of the original godfathers of Real Laughs himself, one of our founding fathers, Mr. Miguel Colon Jr. I want to remind everybody out there. That's what
it felt forced this time. Like I had to bring it up, and that's why I get the intro.
Bro,
you can't, James. You can't win. I'm representing you from now on. You can't win.
Hey, I want to remind everybody out there: if you are not following us right now on social media, first off, shame on you, and second of all, you got to do it right now. I need you guys to go to Instagram. I need you to go to Facebook, and I need you to go to YouTube. That's right, and look up Real Laughs and follow us. We got a lot of great things going to be happening. Who?
All them people on that Malaysian airplane.
That's true. That's true. And that's why I went down. So, hey, not saying it's a direct cause, just saying they wasn't listening.
Mathematically, it's pretty weird. Jeff's never gone down. He listens to us.
Hey, that's just ace fact. Hey, the Titanic was listening to monsters instead of us.
Yeah.
And hit an iceberg.
Yeah.
That's
Good
all I'm
show, but
saying.
I mean, I can't guarantee. I mean,
That's all I'm
unsinkable
saying.
Molly Brown, she was bumping us.
She
Jack,
was.
yo,
was.
Jack Rose was like, "You want to listen to Real Laughs?" Jack was like, "I just chill in this water."
See what happens? Hey, you messed around and found out. That's what
Mhm.
happens, man. There you go, bro. This guy's got to listen to us too. And I want to
Did
remind
James
everybody.
freeze up on us?
Did I ever freeze up?
Yeah, you
No.
back. Yeah,
I'm back.
you
Okay, I froze for a second.
Yeah.
Bro.
Hey, what's funny is how everybody else freeze up. Like we can't talk no more once the
'Cause
moderator's
James
gone.
freeze.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I wanted to bring up something because we are one of those people, we like to watch different shows and whatnot. And we've told you guys on air what shows we think is hot, and we've told you some of the shows that we think are not. Yeah, they're not so good. Now there's a brand new show on right now with Sofia Vergara, and I think it's going to be great. I haven't seen it yet, but Miguel told me in the break that he's actually watched a little bit of it, Miguel. So I wanted you to tell me how great this show is, because we all love her, so the show must be great.
There's a word in French that I think sums up this, because I feel that they're just more eloquent with their language, and they have like more hot garbage.
I was gonna say La Biblioteca, but cool.
Yeah. It is more entertaining to watch a school bus fire than to watch this piece of hot crap. First of all, I don't know if y'all have ever seen Griselda Blanco, and I don't know if you've ever seen Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
They don't have striking similarities. Yeah. Griselda Blanco looks like a man pretending to be a man who's dressed like a man. That's what the woman looks like. Griselda Blanco looks like she's created a WWE character called the Garbage Man.
Wow. Wow.
He lives inside of a recycling bin and eats nothing but glass and caterpillars. Like, and then so all they do, Sofia Vergara puts on a prosthetic nose in this to try to make her like 10% uglier. And she's still Sofia Vergara. She's like banging body, beautiful, unaging. And then Griselda Blanco just looks like they were like, "Hey, Miguel, you want to put a wig on?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Cool, we'll still cast you." Like, like me and Griselda Blanco look very similar.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the story is hot garbage that they're portraying. If you've ever seen things like Cocaine Cowboys or ever seen any of these like narco documentaries, they will tell you about Griselda Blanco, the godfather, the godmother of cocaine, the Black Widow, a ruthless drug lord, just like every
murderer.
Yeah. So it's okay. Here's the truth. What do we do in Hollywood? What do we all like? We do like to take these villains. We make them. Well, we do like to take these villains though, and we do like to make them cool anti-heroes. We do it all the time. I can't pretend like that doesn't happen. Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies. You're like Henry Hill, what a great guy, until no. So, but what they do in this movie, which sucks, is this show is Sofia Vergara's character that she's playing in Griselda Blanco is a strong, independent woman fighting the patriarchy and showing what's what. She's not fighting the patriarchy. She's slamming the city with drugs. She's not good. And it's okay, man. It's okay to turn them into heroes. We did that with Scarface and everything. But please show me how they're also not heroes. Make me just like them. Even
they
though
won't do it.
Yeah,
they can't do it. You can't.
They won't do it.
They can't do it because it doesn't sell.
It doesn't. Yeah. And you're right.
And they also want to change the history behind it. And that's the problem. Yeah. Anybody who doesn't know the background of this will assume that she was the victim. Yeah. And that she had to do this. And people go, "Oh, well, she's not a bad person." And that's how we learn that's how we're getting our history, from some guy wanting to get extra
that's
clicks
how all
and
movies
extra
though.
ratings.
Like you think about, they'll do it all the time, but please just at least let me see the evil and let me be the one to choose to like her. That's the Tony Soprano rule. We all like Tony Soprano.
Miguel, they can't
saw how evil he was. We just chose to like him because we were like, "Well, I like him."
They can't do it. They can't do it because the minute you dislike this character, you're no longer with them. It's like a villain. A villain goes too far, and they can't. You got to cut them off.
To me, this is the lopsided Barbie. Whereas Barbie, they were trying to poke fun and expose like some parts of patriarchy that are a problem, while still also, because if you watch the Barbie movie's a good movie. Barbie movie's a good movie, man. It's fun. But this is basically too much. She is a victim. She did what she had to do for her family. The best part, and guys, I'm gonna spoil this for you because I don't want you to watch it.
Spoiler!
Because I don't want you to watch it. Hold on, ding. Give us 25 seconds if you don't want to hear it.
There is a part, boys, where the Ochoa Brothers cartel come and offer her $15 million, which at the time we checked it out. I think at the time 15 million was the equivalent of like $70 million US, to buy her out and buy all the other drug dealers out of the game, let her go. No violence towards her, no problems. The Ochoa brothers were just like, it's going to be easier to buy everybody out, take over the game, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, I will not let them do this and take this from me because I built this, my children. And I'm like, bitch, take the money and let your children live. Yeah, man.
What-
But it's hot garbage. It's a hot garbage story. It feels like garbage. It's casted like garbage.
How long was her run, man?
Till the 2000s, man. From the 70s to the 2000s, man.
That's a long time.
Marcela Blanco ran for a long time, man. And then she was arrested in the 2000s, did like 8 years. She had cancer. They sent her back to Colombia. And in 2012, she got murdered.
Yeah, man.
She got murdered. Okay.
Don't screw around. You know, that's one country. You don't screw around.
Yeah, she got that Nino Brown murder. They pulled up on the motorcycles, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
And popped it, yo. How you kill somebody old like that on the motorcycle? They about
Bro.
to go.
You-
Let 'em go.
Miguel,
Hola,
you've been to Colombia,
Doña
right?
Gracela. Hola, motorcycle guy. And you know, too, they had to swing by first. They're like, we're going to kill Doña Gracela. We're going to kill her at 9:30. We're going to stop by the house at 9. Why? She's making breakfast. Like, gracias, Doña Gracela. And she's like, and your mother? She's good. Thank you. She asked about you all the time.
He told me to give you something. Here it is.
Yeah, a little something, the Gracela. Like before
That's
you kill her, you're like
crazy.
cleaning her gutters out. You're like, I thought you were going to kill it, but yeah, but look at the gutters. She's an old lady.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Oh my gosh. Just okay, real quick, man. What are some of your favorite, before we have to go here? We got like 6 minutes. What are some of your favorite though romanticized drug dealer movies though? Like we all
Okay,
know
so I will say this. I want to say one of my favorite gangster movies of all time is Goodfellas. It's only romanticized if you don't pay attention to the whole movie.
Yes.
Because the whole movie is about, isn't this great? Isn't this great? Isn't this great? And the end of the movie is, you have no friends. You have nothing.
Yes.
The people who loved you the most in life don't even care about you. They will
Mhm.
kill you. So that's hard. But I would say movies like Blow. Blow's one of my favorite romanticized movies. That's a good one. Jeff, what's up? Which one do you have?
True Romance.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Christian
yeah.
Slater, Arquette. In the end, they wind up in the beach in Mexico. He thinks he's Elvis. He thinks he's smooth. He's selling cocaine to the Hollywood guys. The best, like you got Dennis Hopper. You have,
Christopher Walken.
Christopher
You got Tony
Walken is
Soprano
the
in that
best.
one too.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
James-
so great, and
James-
it
you
was
got Brad
absolutely
Pitt.
about two. And it romanced
Brad
it. There was nobody paid at the end of it.
Yeah.
He gets to leave a fantasy. He's on the beach with the kid and him.
Gary
with one
Oldman,
eye.
the white Jamaican. It was really
That is the most romantic drug thing ever, where it ends in a happy ending.
Yeah, True Romance is super romantic on it.
Hey, don't be mad.
What's up?
Go ahead, Ken. Lay it on us.
Never seen it.
Yeah, of course not, Ken. I know.
Oh,
we know.
wow, bro. That is a classic movie. Okay, I'll go old school. I know that you've seen this movie, Ken. It's one of the most romanticized drug dealer movies. New Jack City.
Yeah, and you know that's gonna be mine.
Yeah.
New Jack City. And I'm gonna say Menace, but Menace wasn't much of a drug dealer movie.
And it's not romanticized if you watch it
not.
too, man.
It's
because
not.
everybody's barely making it.
Yep.
And they're just they think they're doing well, but it really doesn't work out for anybody. I look at what's his name gets killed. All he was trying to do is go to school.
Yep.
Like Boys in the Hood would be the opposite of romanticized at all. Boys in the Hood is the most. Look at this, okay? Look at this.
Yeah,
man.
look at this.
It's not about direct selling drugs. It's also about crime, drugs, racism, and like a system that doesn't really give a leeway for people.
Yeah,
I would say a real big romanticized one also is, you guys ever see Savages?
No.
Where with Salma Hayek and I forget the other guys. A great one too. If you ever see Layer
what's her
Cake.
name? She's married to Ryan Reynolds.
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, yeah.
Yeah. Another really good one is Layer Cake, which
That
watch
was
it
good.
to the end.
That's a very
Then the
good
romance
movie.
goes away at the end.
It does.
But
It does.
Layer Cake's great.
But if you notice this, you can't have a happy ending. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing about a villain movie. If the villain walks with the money, you're saying something wrong about society by doing that.
Mhm. That's
And I think we want our villains to win.
Well, in
in a
real life,
sick
some
way.
of our villains do.
Dude,
Yeah.
You
that's
know,
the
like
thing.
so to paint a real portrait, sometimes the villain just wins at the end. One of the
Gotcha.
most important things in Layer Cake, and I'm not going to ruin the whole movie for you
It's a
guys,
great
but
movie, man. If y'all
it's a
ain't
great
seen it,
movie. They show the reason it's called Layer Cake is because there's layers to this, and just because you think you're high up, there are guys higher and higher and higher and higher, and Layer Cake shows you a few levels of that. And the whole plot is about retrieving back some stolen ecstasy and a lot of things going on with it. But the main villain, you don't even really see. And in the end, he doesn't even really care. It
that's
was
right.
just business.
That's right.
He cared the
That's
least
right.
of everyone. He was just going through the numbers.
Gotcha. Now, guys, it's been a great time today, man. I love doing this show with you guys. This is Real Laughs on Real
Muppets Take
Radio
Manhattan too.
104.1.
That was a good
That's
dope
a great
movie.
one. Yeah, I loved it. Bro, the way Animal did all that cocaine, amazing.
Yeah.
I want to remind everybody we got a show coming up on February 8th, put on by the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn, All for the Money. It's an interactive comedy show, brand new 10 minutes performed by each of the comics you see right here. We get to play games and you have a chance to win money as well as see a great show. I need you guys to definitely check that out coming up on February 8th. You can go to whenyounneedus.com/event, and that's where you guys can get your free tickets to come out. Now, these tickets go very fast. It was packed. We had to turn people away last time, so make sure you get it right now. Also, this weekend, we got all these wonderful comics performing. And Mr. Kaufman, we got a minute here, and then I got to let it go to Ken as well. Where are you going to be performing, sir? And who are you going to be performing with?
I get the pleasure of doing something really cool. I get to do my first basically feature bit. I get to open for Jim Florentine from Crank Yankers.
Nice.
And it's going to be ridiculously fun. It's at the corner. Get your tickets from Bonkers, or if you show up there, there's a chance they might still have it. These aren't like my shows where I fund it. This is actually a serious show, and it's going to be really cool.
Nice. And Ken, where are you going to be this weekend, sir?
I got a private gig this weekend, so I'll be doing some private stuff and trying to work on this 10 minutes. I'm 3 minutes in.
Nice. Jim McMahon needed a replacement.
Nice. And Miguel, where are you going to be this weekend, brother?
I'm chilling this week. I got my sisters in town, so this weekend we are just
Nice.
hanging out. Next weekend I've got some shows, man. We've got our show February 8th, and then I'll be at Madcaps on February 9th and 10th in New Smyrna.
Beautiful, 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 man. I got nothing going on this weekend. I'll be home with my beautiful wife. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. On behalf of myself, Mr. Ken Miller, cuter than James, Mr. Jeff Kaufman from Kaufman and Lynn, and also Mr. Miguel Colon Jr., one of the founding fathers of Real Laughs. Thank y'all for listening. Ken, tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed.